Guys, welcome to my channel. Today, we will review itong MG ZST, itong turbo version. Nung unang lumabas itong MG ZS, hindi siya turbo and it was very successful. And then, nagkaroon siya ng mahigpit na mga kalaban. Nandyan yung Geely Coolray, yung Chery Tiggo, and then yung mga Japanese naglabas din. For example, yung Toyota Race. And then yung Ford, meron ding Territory. Kaya naging mahigpit ang labanan. So, tingnan natin itong turbo version. Sa price level niya na 1.158 million, sulit ba? So, halika. Tingnan natin. Ito na ngayon yung ZST model. Nag-improve yung kanyang itsura. Compared mo dun sa ZS na hindi turbo, makikita mo yung pagkakaiba ng itsura nila. Magkaiba yung shape ng grille, tapos yung fog light design magkaiba din. Yung design ng headlight is also different. At saka yung mag wheels, yung design ng mag wheels is also different. Pero yung body itself is the same. So nagkaiba lang talaga dun sa fascia. And now it's more attractive. It's more refined and modern. Okay, let's start with the exterior features. Meron na ngayon siyang Obsidian Matrix Grille. Nawala na rin yung silver trimmings doon sa fascia. Yung headlight niya is full LED projector headlamps. And then meron din siyang DRL. Tapos yung DRL niya, snake light yung design niya. Yung front fog lamps niya is halogen with front light assist function. Meaning to say, kapag ka lumiliko, sumusunod din yung ilaw. Body colored yung kanyang door handle. Meron siyang roof rail. At merong chrome accent to sa door. Noticeable yung kanyang side mirror with signal lamp na color black. It's heated and it's power folding. Iba na rin ang design ng kanyang wheels. It's 17-inch alloy, two-tone, with a new tomahawk design. Ang gulong niya is 55/17. You will also notice na yung kanyang brake caliper may pintura na ng kulay red sa harap at sa likod. Tapos, disc brake na rin doon sa harap at saka doon sa likod. And then dito sa bandang likod, meron siyang trophy na emblem. Check natin yung likod. Unang tingin mo, para siyang para siyang Volkswagen Touareg. Maganda rin yung kanyang tail lamps. It's a full LED. So maganda yan pagka nakailaw. And then meron siyang shark fin antenna at saka meron siyang third brake light na nakamount dun sa rear spoiler. Meron din siyang similarity dun sa rear ng BMW. For example, yung X3 with that light sa likod. Yung dalawang exhaust tip nga pala niya is fake kasi iisa lang talaga yung exhaust niya. Yung rear suspension niya is torsion beam and yung sa harap naman is MacPherson strut. Dito nga pala sa likod, meron siyang rear fog lamp pero nandun lang siya sa driver side only. Okay, check natin yung interior. Yung design ng interior niya is maganda. Medyo may pagka-sporty siya kasi meron siyang mga red stitching dito sa mga seats. And then yung red stitchings continues doon sa door panel. Ordinary lang yung switches ng mga windows and then yung pag-lock at saka unlock ng door nandoon sa may bandang itaas. You can see the red stitchings dito sa seat at saka 6-way electric adjustable yung kanyang driver seat. Yung kanyang steering wheel is a flat bottom and you can see the red stitching also. Yung steering niya is height adjustable pero hindi siya telescopic. Andito nga pala yung switch ng cruise control. Yung kanyang instrument cluster offers a modern digital set of gauges to closely monitor the car's performance. Andito naman sa right side steering wheel, yung control ng instrument cluster. And then nasa left side, yung control naman ng head unit. Dito naman sa left side, yung control ng side mirror at saka yung leveling ng headlight. And then nasa bandang baba, yung opening ng fuel cap at saka nung hood. By the way, nandito nga pala yung switch ng cruise control. Normal kasi nasa steering wheel yan. So parang naiiba siya. Yung head unit niya is malaki. It's 10-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Which is good kasi yung ibang mga Chinese cars wala siyang Android Auto at saka Apple CarPlay, di ba? And then meron din siyang 360 panoramic view camera. And then dito naman sa may center console, meron dalawang USB port at saka meron ding 12-volt socket. And then yung shift knob niya, merong embossed na MG logo. And nandito rin sa bandang baba yung switches for 360-degree camera, yung traction control, saka yung sa hill hold control. You can also see the red stitches all around. And then meron siyang electronic parking brake at saka yung brake auto hold feature. And then meron siyang dalawang cup holders na medyo maliit ang size. At then dito naman sa ilalim ng armrest, meron ding compartment na average lang naman yung size niya. And then dito naman sa sun visor, meron siyang vanity mirror dito sa driver side. At doon sa passenger side, meron din siyang vanity mirror. Pero wala siyang ilaw. Meron din siyang USB port doon sa rear view mirror. So convenient kung maglalagay ka ng camera. At nandito sa bandang itaas yung switch ng kanyang sunroof. Medyo tinitwist mo lang yan. And then nandyan din yung switch ng interior light. At dito meron kang lalagyan ng sunglass. At ang nice feature nito is meron siyang malaking sunroof. So pwede mo siyang i-open hanggang dun sa likod. Medyo manipis lang yung pinaka-cover niya. So mas maganda kung maglalagay ka ng tint para hindi masyadong pumasok yung init. And then you can also close it halfway, and then if you press this button, you can also open yung sunroof. Yan, pwede mo siyang buksan. So maganda yan pagka nasa malamig ka na lugar. Check naman natin yung upuan sa likod. As usual, leather seat siya. Makapal yung padding niya, so parang masarap siyang upuan. Dito sa bandang baba, yung pinaka-tunnel niya hindi masyadong mataas, so tama lang. And then dito sa likod ng upuan, meron kang pocket which you can use na pwede mo lagyan ng mga magazine or pwede rin yung iPad or cellphone. Noticeable na wala siyang armrest. Usually kasi may mga armrest, di ba? And then meron kang cup holders doon sa armrest. But dito wala. And then dito, meron siyang headrest dun sa gitnang seat. Importante sa akin yung meron kang headrest. Kasi pagka mga long trip, nakakapagod kung walang headrest. Yung nasa gitna. Ang nice thing here is meron siyang aircon vent dito sa likod. Which is good kasi pagka ganitong size na, mahirap ng palamigin yung likod pagka nasa harap lang eh. And then meron kang dalawang extra na USB port. Overall, maganda yung design ng interior niya. It's a little bit sporty. Yun lang, pagka masyadong malaki yung sunroof, medyo humihina yung rigidity ng sasakyan, di ba? Kasi instead na metal, glass yung nakalagay. Overall, at 1.1 million, hindi na siya masama, di ba? Ang dami niyang features compared mo with the other cars na kulang sa features at that price level. Let's check the rear compartment. Ang bukasan niya dito sa MG emblem. Hindi ko siya mabuksan kasi low-bat na raw yung battery. So, tiningnan ko na lang yung isang unit na pareho lang naman yung design. So, pag iniangat mo itong cover, nandun sa ilalim yung reserva. And then, pag tinanggal mo naman itong pinaka lalagyan dito sa itaas, mas malaki na yung area na pwede mong pagkargahan. And then, pwede mong i-fold yung second row seat para mas marami kang mailagay na cargo. Yan. Pwede siyang mai-flat, no? Let's say, yung isa naman side, i-flat din natin. It's a 60-40 split. So, pag nakababa na yan, kita mo nakalubog, hindi siya pantay. So, pwede mo siyang i-adjust kasi pwede mo siyang iangat para magpantay doon sa seats. So, ngayon, naka-level na siya. So, pwede ka nang magkarga ng gamit. Okay, check natin yung engine. Ang engine niya is 1.3 liter turbocharged dual port injection. By the way, 3-cylinder lang siya at saka it can deliver 163 PS and 230 Nm of torque. Meron din siyang 6-speed automatic transmission na merong sports and manual mode. I guess with that engine, tamang-tama lang, 160 PS turbocharge, okay na yan. Buti na lang hindi siya nilagyan ng DCT na transmission like yung competitor niya. Kasi yung DCT medyo hindi maganda pagka stop and go traffic. Medyo may delay siya at saka jerky. Ito kasi normal torque converter ang gamit kaya mas smoother yung transmission ng power. Pagdating naman sa engine, naka-turbocharger siya and hopefully maganda yung fuel consumption niya. Check din natin yung safety features. Meron siyang cornering brake control, meron siyang electronic stability program, hill hold control, meron siyang traction control system, vehicle dynamic control, brake disc wiping, meron din siyang TPMS, saka yung blind spot information system, at saka lane change assist. Meron din siyang rear cross traffic assist, rear driving assist, battery charge meter, reversing camera, at saka rear parking sensor. Not to mention na meron siyang 360-degree camera. Overall, this car is actually well priced if you compare it with its competitors na parang kulang sa features at this price level. And the overall quality is quite good. Pag kinumpare ko to doon sa quality ng Geely Coolray, medyo angat ng konti ang Geely Coolray in terms of the quality of the materials used. But then, ang ginamit na materials dito is more on the durable side, not on the plus side. So, parang mas luxurious yung feel ng Geely Coolray. But then again, MG is very confident about the quality of its product. In fact, they're giving 5 years warranty or 100,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. So parang sulit sa 1.158 million. Tapos meron ka pang discount na 50,000 pesos. So ang i-consider mo dito siguro yung reliability kasi bago pa siya, yung parts availability, and of course yung quality ng service. But with the globalization at saka yung interrelations ng mga supply chain, parang nakakaroon na ng parity ang mga quality ng mga cars ngayon. Kaya yung mga Japanese saka Korean cars, they are trying to defend their market kasi Chinese cars are very aggressive nowadays. Not to mention na magaganda na rin ang kanilang mga design. Karamihan sa mga Pinoy may bad perception about Chinese products. Kasi ang belief ng karamihan pagka Chinese products, poor quality. But mind you, Chinese products have improved quite considerably. In fact, Chinese economy is now second to the United States of America. It's now number 2 in the world in terms of GDP. So I guess we should be open-minded in trying new products. But of course, it's a big investment buying a car now. So people are becoming more conservative and they want to make sure that they get their money's worth. In my opinion, ang mga Chinese cars ngayon para silang disruptors. Even in companies, you need disruptors para magising yung iba na natutulog. If you like this car, go for it. Or kung medyo conservative ka, pwede ito siguro gawin mong second car, not your daily car. But you can enjoy the features. So I guess ang mahigpit na kalaban niya talaga yung Geely Coolray. At saka yung Ford Territory. So if you're looking for a value for money na crossover, this is a good choice. Ang magiging kalaban lang talaga niya yung Geely Coolray. Okay, hanggang dito na lang. I hope I have given you some insights about MG ZST. Alright, if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, see you again in my next vlog. Bye!